Hi everyone, I'm Vone, owner and maker of Vone Knits, and I have an awesome special lady for you guys today. Her name is Arica Presinal from SkeinsNSticks Designs, and she is, I think, my first published designer on this show right now. Yes, my first published designer. And so we introduce yourself, and then let's just start off with all that publishing stuff and tell everybody about that.
As Vone said, I am Arica. I am the maker and the designer behind SkeinsNSticks Designs. And I am very excited to be here with Vone interviewing today.
So tell everybody, like, what did you get published in? Like, talk to us a little bit more about that, because that's like everybody's dream. At least it's mine. How did that come about, and what are you published in?
So currently I'm published in 2 digital magazines. You can find an accessory design in Notions magazine. It's actually a free blog magazine that you can go on and get that one, notions.com. And then also I Like Crochet. The sun is, I can see the sun in my face here.
Yeah.
I Like Crochet.com, and I have a jacket published there, and that's actually subscribed online magazine. So if you're a subscriber, then you can see my published things there.
That's awesome. And what are the ones coming up? Can we talk about that, or is it top secret?
Let's see here. The 8. I think I can say what it is. So it'll be a Crochet magazine, which is another subscribed magazine. It's one of the larger of the magazines for crochet. Yes. And again, and I Like Crochet magazine.
That's amazing. I think Crochet magazine, the big one, right? That's huge, yeah. Arica. That's amazing.
Crochet with a little exclamation point.
Oh, congratulations. I'm so thrilled for you. When are they coming out so that we can look forward to them?
End of the year, so December.
December?
I mean, one of them will be in November and the other will be in December.
Look at you, back to back. You're just going to stay on top of everything. That's awesome. I'm so happy for you. How did that come about? Did you seek them out, or did they seek you out? How does that come about?
So with if you want to do publication design, then it's generally you seek out those publications and they send out calls for submissions. And you can you can answer those submissions either by going to their websites and seeing when they have the calls out, or they have mailing list where designers ask to be put on their mailing list, and they'll send out their calls, and then you can basically be emailed when they're looking for designs.
Right.
And you just basically submit your ideas to them, and they either say yes or no.
That's amazing. So how long have you been pursuing this path? Like reaching out to designers, like how long, or reaching out to publication, like how long has this course been going on?
Since mid 2015.
So for 2 years now, and now you're starting to really see the benefits of it. So it's about after a year of hard pursuing, and I'm sure you're still chugging along, because I doubt that, you know what I mean? Unless, and then at some point, after you've been publicized, like the one that you said it was a repeat, did they seek you out afterwards? The I Like Crochet, which is one you've already been published at, and now you have another one coming up?
No, they don't seek you out. So you still apply or submit your design to them. But once you've worked with the magazine and they know your style, it becomes, I don't want to say easier, but at least they know what you're capable of.
Right.
So when you submit to them, they know what they're going to get from you.
Right. It's a little smoother. It's a little smoother process.
Definitely.
Right. Oh, okay.
I mean, just like anything, it's hard to get in the door. But once you're in the door, then at least you have some sort of name for yourself.
Well, that's the thing, like, because it's everybody is always looking for the next big thing, the next best thing, the next big thing. So it's as a creative, we're constantly striving to do better and be different, right? Do better and be different. So and that's exactly what publications and magazines do. They want to show the different, and they want to show, you know what I mean, the better. So that's the challenge. Is never. people think that the challenge is to reach out, and that's our fear. That's our self-imposed fear of not reaching out, of not doing the work, and putting ourselves out there.
Put yourself out there for sure.
Exactly. That's a self-imposed fear, and that's something we can correct that, you know what I mean, which is obviously what you did, you know what I mean, is you corrected that fear and you just went, I'm just going to do it, I'm going to get it out there. The work is being in yourself and being creative and trying to reinvent what, you know what I mean, what hasn't been invented yet. And the thing is, this is a million-year-old craft. Nothing is new.
No one's reinventing the wheel here.
Nobody is reinventing anything. It is just your interpretation. So the practice, I think, that everybody needs to get comfortable with is to be comfortable with being yourself and expressing yourself and finding what is your what your words speak and everything, and what your talent is. And I'm watching that beautiful design back there behind you as I'm saying this about creations. What is that back there? Because, oh my God, are those like string sleeves you got there?
Yeah, that's the Romanian cords for the that's one of my latest designs. I thought it was a summer sweater. It's a Sabrina.
Mm-hmm.
So I have the Romanian cording in the little, what is it called? The shoulder eye.
Wait, is that the Sabrina sweater?
Sabrina. Yes.
Oh my God, I gotta pull that pattern, because I did buy that pattern from you, Arica.
That's awesome.
I did buy that pattern, but I just have it on the back burner right now. I gotta pull that out because I need to see how that arm is being done. That is gorgeous. It looks so different on the mannequin than it did on you. And I guess I just didn't, you know what I mean, realize that.
Yeah.
You guys, if you guys have not seen that pattern, I will send me that link too, because I want to share that. I want to share that that pattern link in the YouTube description, and I'll share it in the blog as well, so you guys can find it. And if you guys want that pattern, you guys can click on it and definitely support this beautiful talent right here. Because designing designing clothing articles has always been a stumbling block for me. That's why I make scarves, people. It's just squares and you wrap around. You don't have to measure. You don't have to, you know what I mean? There's nothing technical.
I design clothes, and it's basically squares with just a little bit more cutouts.
Talk to us about the art of designing wear. Like that's such a beautiful talent to me. Like I would love to eventually get to that skill status, but I'm just going to drool over you for a long time about it. So tell us, how do you create something? What goes in behind the scenes of that?
First, I wanted to address you were talking about earlier, just basically getting outside of your fear, stepping outside of your comfort zone to do stuff like this. And for me, it's a daily struggle, because out and about, like you said, no one's reinventing the wheel here. A lot of people are doing what we do, and it's really difficult sometimes to look around and see other people doing things and start to doubt yourself, to doubt your own capabilities. And then because of that, either give up mentally or give up completely physically and just not do it. And just to encourage anybody who may have an inkling of a dream or want to do it, that is totally possible. Just get out there. Your things are going to be different because it's you. And that's what I have to tell myself every single day. I'm doing the same thing. I'm using the same kind of yarn as everyone else. I have the same type of hooks as everyone else, but my interpretation is my interpretation of the thing. And some people are going to like it, some people aren't going to like it. And learning to be okay with that, and learning to be okay with you're not everyone's cup of tea. And that's basically how we met, because you posted something like that many moons ago, and it just rang to my heart that, you know what, I have to be okay with that. I'm not everyone's cup of tea, and that's fine. I'm my own cup of tea, and if I'm okay with that, then I can continue to do the things that I enjoy, which is the designing part, and designing for myself and not for what I think people would like. Because when I do that, everyone's gonna love this thing. I'm gonna totally make this thing, and then I release it, and then everyone hates it. And I'm so insecure because, oh my gosh, everyone hates me.
No, Arica, I'm gonna. You could just drop the mic right there. We could just end the interview right there, and we have gold. Literally, we have gold for what you just said. And let's just make that section go viral because that is so true. That is so true, Arica. I don't want to. I'm gonna lose my train of thought because you touched on so many things, and I just like, oh my God, I was like, you're so right about that, and I now am losing my train of thought.
Fear, insecurity,
Okay, here we
design.
go. Here we go. I got it back. It is not that people don't like it. It is not that people aren't reacting well to it. My thing is, and that I've learned very hard, and I'm trying to instill that upon everybody. It is a practice for myself too. Because everything I do, we always teach what we are working on. You know what I mean? That's what I'm here. I teach and I reiterate everything that I'm working on. Not that I'm not sharing anything new to say that, oh guys, I've got it all covered. I've got the confidence thing all covered. I've got the thing all covered. I got the procrastination thing covered. No, I'm working daily on it. And then as I'm working daily on it, I'm repeating it to you guys so that I want to share it. I want to share the enlightenment. And then I have to remind myself tomorrow of the same enlightenment that I shared with you yesterday.
Exactly.
It's an ongoing process. But no, it is not that they don't like it unless some evil person gets on there and go, oh, your design is horrible. Why did you even publish this? Unless you got that comment, it's not because they don't like it. It is most likely they have not seen it. Or most likely they are too busy and distracted in their own lives to visually take it in. So, you know what I mean? Like, I see a lot of beautiful things in the world, but I don't have time to acknowledge every beautiful thing that I see.
Sure.
Right? Sure. But because from our end, and you know, the world revolves around us, right? Because we live it. So as I'm constantly being reminded every day by my loved ones that the world does not revolve around you. So you need to chill. Right? So Arica, so when you drop a pattern and you did not get all the bings and the dings and all the notifications and the light ups, you know, I'm just gonna tap you on the shoulder and go, sweetie, the world does not revolve around you. They are busy. Totally. And your design is amazing. Every single thing that you drop, I'm always just like, I love the A lines. I love the different tiny dimensions. You have the ability to take something simple and make it elegant, like that cord on the back shoulder there. You know what I mean? That is a simple string, but you just made it elegantly placed on the arm, right at the right spot where you want people to see. You know what I mean? Like, it's beautiful. How did you come up? Now, how did you create that? How did you come up with that process?
Well, so I wanted to do the open shoulder thing because that's what everyone's into right now. So I thought, okay, let me do a design that's similar. And then when I tried it on, because generally I make for myself, I tried it on, and it just seemed like it was missing something. And I remember the Romanian cords, which are typically used for like home decor items or strapping, like maybe a purse or something like that, not for garments. So I typically like to find something that is not used for the thing that I'm intending to use it and see how I can use it. So that's how that came about. And I just thought the Romanian cording it's actually a really beautiful cord. It looks kind of like a 3-dimensional type of cord. It's really cute. And I don't know, I just started playing around with it, and it really worked really well. I like it a lot on there. So that's how it came about.
Durable, right? Because normally, like, okay, so if I was going to design an open shoulder, something like that, I would just come up with chains. Like, you know what I mean? But a chain.
Oh, like a chain stitch.
A chain stitch.
I was like, oh, chains, cool.
Like, not real. No, I'm not that creative.
I'm already like, oh my God, that's amazing.
No, I'm not that creative. I'm talking about a simple chain stitch in crochet. yeah, you know, you can totally give me credit for, yeah, I mean, real cheese. Like, yeah. Oh,
Yeah, totally, that was my totally idea. Yeah.
completely different texture. Yeah, you know, give my designs a little biker look there.
Oh, hey, somebody would love it.
Somebody would love it. Somebody would love it. Well, that's the other thing is that, you know, touching on that everybody's cup of tea. When I first got on social media and started doing this thing, you know, I've always been a people pleaser, and you know, you just want to make everybody like you and do, you know what I mean? I'm always a treater of everybody the way I want to be treated. So
Totally.
of
Me too.
course, when you come onto social media and it's a whole other platform, it's the world. There's no filter. There's no, you know what I mean? There's no way of hiding it. There's no dark shadows. Like you can always everything you do and everything. You know what I mean? It's overwhelming. So when I first started on the scene, and then I got some negative comments, negative reactions, anything negative like that, I'm just like, my first instinct was like, oh my God, like, why don't they like me? Why don't they, you know what I mean? Like, what do I need to do to make them all like me?
Yeah.
All of them, every single
everybody.
every single one of them. How do I make them all love me? And then you get to a point where you're just like, what the heck?
There's no way. There's no way.
No way. Because it's so funny, because when you meet people like physically in the real world, like in your present world, if people don't get along with you, it's okay. Not everybody needs to like you. Like everybody at my workplace, not everybody needs to like me. Everybody in my family, you know what I mean? Like doesn't need to like me.
Yeah. They may love you, but they may not like you.
Yeah, they don't like me. Like I don't. So, and you're okay with that. We can somehow put perspective on that, but yet somehow when it comes to social media and the rest of the planet, they all need to love you. Like when did my criteria change? You know?
I think especially because of what we do as creatives, we're putting a piece of our hearts out there. So when I design something and I make something, I created something out of the depths of my soul, and I show everyone, here's a picture of it, and you get like 2 likes, you're like, oh, and that's an extension of me. And you have to have a mindset change that it's not you. No one cares about you. Like it's, you know, they're going to like the item or not. When you walk into a store, 2 people can walk into the same store and go in different sections. That's just how it is. I mean, like something more than the other thing. But as creators, you have to get out of the mindset that it's not you personally that is the thing. You're not the thing.
Yes.
So,
yes. Yes.
So
exactly.
that's what I learn every single day. And for me, I'm an introvert. I could do all this behind the scenes to be completely fine. But when you have to do social media, now it's the way of life now. You have to be out there. And I'm learning day by day, little by little, that all you can do is be you. And just, I can do all the behind the scenes stuff, you know, and be fine with it, and knowing that some people are going to come, some people won't. If you build it, they'll come, and I just sit back and do what I love to do. That's all I can focus on. That's all I can control is what I love to do.
Yes.
Everything else is going to come fall into place as it will.
Yes. I'm always reminding myself, you know, I do what I can do, and I do what I can control, and then everything else is up to God.
There you
That's
go.
it. You know what I mean? That's it. Everything else is up to God. Like I give it to him, and he can have it. And every time I release that, it's a beautiful relief for me.
Yes,
and
totally a comfort.
yes, it's a peace of mind that you don't need to be harboring it, because when you don't release it, when you don't, you know what I mean? Because you find yourself that tension when you don't release it, it goes into your work. It goes into, it can render us catatonic. Like you touched on, like physically, you can no longer pick up your craft. You can no longer like create what you want to create, and that's the sad source that you don't want to be at. That's a sad point you don't want to ever get to. You know what I mean? Like definitely. But that's why we have these awesome groups that we're in, and that's why we have the mastermind, because Arica inside the mastermind, so that when we have these little reminders, it's good to reach out to people that would understand, that know exactly your pain points, you know what I mean, and that can help lift you up and get you back on track and get you back on course, because it's a daily thing. People don't look at, we always look at social media and we see the highlights of everybody and think that and then want to have a tendency to forget.
The grass is definitely greener over there for sure.
Yeah, yep. And then what no, I have time to look at somebody else's grass and find out what color they're at, what color their grass is. Then I'm certainly not taking that time to improve my own grass. If I'm looking at their grass, I'm not looking at mine. So whenever somebody has a tendency to look at somebody else's grass, even for myself, I quickly remind myself, okay, look at my own grass.
Yeah. Can we talk about your mastermind for a bit?
Well, yes, definitely. Yes.
So this is something that you plan to continue to go with next year as well, right?
Yes, it is something on my schedule. It is definitely in the books. I definitely want to. When I first came on the scene, there's always these different groups that are a lot more expensive, a lot more far ahead in the industry, you know what I mean, like, and masterminds and such. We're talking thousands and thousands of dollars to get in, and I'm like, I can't afford anything like that. I want something like that. I need something like that in the world. And then that's how you get the light bulb, that if you don't see something, then you create it. And that's what I did. And I'm like, and that's what I'm going to continue to do, because as Arica signed up for it and I'm seeing the benefits of it and I love being a part of it and having it, I definitely want more people in it and to help people, you know what I mean? Like, I definitely see it in the future. It is my strongest, it's probably my strongest pursuing avenue than the actual physical making and selling in the Etsy shop.
Yeah. Because for me, the experience has been really awesome, just because there's other like-minded entrepreneurs in there, and it's a sounding board when you need a sounding board. It's a shoulder to cry when you need a shoulder to cry on. It's a crowd to lift you up when you need to be lifted up, and it really inspires you to keep pursuing your dreams. So I think it's great. I'm happy that you are definitely going to continue with it, and that hopefully other people see the benefit of it and join in too.
That's
because
awesome.
I don't know, I think this was February or so when you decided that you wanted to do this, and from February my confidence has gone up, and just whenever I feel like I need any sort of motivation or any sort of inspiration, I go to the group, and I feel like I can get that. And it's definitely somewhere where you can feel comfortable and safe, and at the same time know that there's other women there that are going to help you to attain your goals. So it's definitely a great group. And like you said, people pay thousands of dollars for groups like this, and it is worth it at your price point. So for anybody that's listening and is curious about the group, it's definitely a group to try out.
Arica, honestly, you're gonna make me cry right on YouTube. Because that is the dream. That honestly is the dream. That is exactly what I think that I have been put on this earth to do, is to help motivate and inspire people to rise above their fears and pursue what their heart is calling them to do, and not let our fears and our lack of confidence, our insecurities, stop us from doing that. And half the time, that's what is stopping us. It is never the lack of talent. It's amazing to me how people don't pursue their worldly dreams because they think that they're not good enough. And it has never been a lack of talent. And it's not even a lack of skill. It's not a lack of not even a lack of education or will or want. It's none of that. It's always fear, and it's always insecurity, and it's always like the little things, like the little things that I like to say the other dude is telling you in your head, the lies that the other dude is telling you, you know, that keep you from doing that. And I only get so worked up about it, and it drives me so hard to correct that, is because I suffered from that. I listened to those lies my whole life. I believed those lies my whole life, and I let that fear, and I let all that fear of perfection and, you know, and procrastination, like, keep me from ever pursuing my dreams of this, you know what I mean, of this world, of this lifestyle, you know what I mean. And and when, after my dad passed and I had no other choice, and that was my light switch of like, okay, that was the last thing I told him I was doing. I have no other choice but to continue this path, and I don't know how, because I physically went into a depression, and I physically couldn't even lift up a crochet hook or a needle. And I cried to my husband, I cried to my friends, saying, I'm deathly afraid that I cannot crochet again, and I don't know, I have no desire to it. I don't want to, and I don't know how to get the want or desire back. And that was the last thing I told him. So how can I quit? How can I make this another thing that I just check off and quit on and never pursue because I ran into some roadblocks, because I didn't know how to do something, or somebody didn't like something, or I didn't get the reaction I wanted, or I'm frustrated because I can't figure out YouTube, and I'm frustrated I can't figure out algorithms and SEOs, and nobody is seeing my listings, and
so
I
many
can't price anything right, and will this customer even want my stuff? And then she gets it, and I'm like, oh my God, she's gonna hate it and give me a horrible review, and everybody's gonna see that. Everybody's gonna see that review and never buy from me again. Like, I'm finished, and then I don't bother. Right? Like, I'm like, forget this. This is so much work. I'm just going to turn on my films and turn on the TV and watch somebody else live their life. Watch somebody else deal with the hardship. I'm just going to turn on TV and not deal with it, you know, and not live my life. And that's what we all do. That's what I've done my whole life. Like, that's what everybody does. And I'm saying this very hard to just people that are even watching this interview themselves, if they're watching this video, they are looking for inspiration. They are looking for motivation. They have these dreams like you and I have, and they want to pursue it, and something is probably slightly keeping them off, or they need a reminder, as you and I do in the course that we're on, you know what I mean? And that's why I'm saying this. So I'm so glad that you touched on that. Thank you so much. And thank you so much for reaffirming that the purpose of me having this mastermind, that you are actually getting out of what exactly I'm trying to give into it. So thank you so much for that, for touching on that. Wow, I feel like we've really, my brain is kind of like fried now. And my heart is just kind of like, I don't even know where to go with this interview now. So I want to wrap this up, I want to talk about, like, do you have any systems in place, like any scheduling that you do like, do you crochet every day? Like, do you have a routine that keeps you motivated, that keeps you going on your schedule every day?
Somewhat. I am getting better at scheduling. Oh my goodness. So I have a mentor, and he helps to keep me on track with just the yarn business. And because it started out as something that I just did for fun, and now it's become a business, it's the mind shift change of treat this as a business. So that's where I am going to, where, okay, now I actually have a schedule. So on whatever day of the week is my social media day, and that's when I focus on social media. Mondays right now are I call it Maker Mondays, which is basically for my business. So that's all I do is my Maker business. So I work on my website, or I do any type of business licensing, or anything that I could do business-wise, I do those on Mondays. Thinking Tuesdays are my social media days. I haven't figured that out yet. And then I have a day for sketching, where I actually sit down and sketch things out. And then generally in the mornings before work, I do my swatching. So actually come up with a square of a pattern that I'm thinking about. And then I work on the Excel workbook at some point during the week. So those are two things that I kind of do without a typical schedule that I need to get down, which is my swatching and the Excel. So that's all a work in progress, but I am getting there to where I need to, my shift. This is a business now, so I actually have my processes in place.
Yes, yes, that's honestly so important. Yeah, I'm working on those two things myself. I just wanted to quickly touch on the fact that Arica is in this mastermind because she wanted to be in a group full of people that were like-minded with her, that understood her thing, and that's what essentially mastermind is, just a tighter knit group than a regular Facebook group, which we do have the Dare to Be Original Facebook group of beautiful creatives. That's a bigger, but not everybody sells, not everybody is trying to monetize that living, so they don't fully grasp the same points that we as entrepreneurs and solopreneurs are doing. So that's why being a part of a mastermind is so key. But she just mentioned something even more important, is mentors. You know what I mean? And they are different. And it's so just to say that you're in Facebook group, it's not just enough. And just to say that you're in a mastermind, it's not just enough. To have mentors are such key players in anything that you want to pursue. The reason why mentors are like coaches, you know what I mean? You want to be a good athlete, you need a personal coach. You want a tip-top body, you need a personal trainer. You want, you know what I mean? You want to learn a skill that you do not possess, you need a teacher to take you to that next level. That's why mentors are amazing. And mentors, Arica is lucky enough to have one that's in person that she can talk to, you know what I mean? Like one-on-one like that, and that's amazing. You can also have mentors from books that you read people that you want to aspire to. I'm just saying this for the audience watching this. And like I'm constantly gaining and dropping mentors like anything, like because I'm constantly like, and I say dropping is once you've hit a certain level of who's mentoring you and you're beyond it, then you don't need to, you know what I mean, hang on to them anymore, and then you can pursue to the next one. And the reason why I say that is because like I started off with Danielle Spurge from Merriweather Etsy course, and that's who got me onto Etsy and everything. And then I've surpassed her, not that I've surpassed that, she's still killing it at Etsy and I'm nowhere near it, but I'm no longer pursuing the Etsy like hardcore than I am maintaining this mastermind and doing something like online and having an online business where I can mentor and teach. And so that's why I pursued B School, because I needed Marie Forleo's help in how to work online marketing and be in that world. And that's why I'm pursuing her with her. But then I came across these authors like Essentialism, like these books like Essentialism, and right now I'm very hardcore into Getting Things Done by David Allen, which is he's a productivity organizer, like stress. If you guys know about the GTD method, YouTube GTD method and figure out, like, it's basically a backup system of taking everything in your brain and organizing and developing a backup brain outside. And that's planners and, you know what I mean, anything, writing things down and being organized outside so that you don't do everything in your brain. So that's fascinating me right now, because I've always been I got it down. I can remember it. I don't need a list. And it turns out at this point with Vone, the mastermind, my home, my job, my everything, my family, my loved ones, there's too much in here, and I need to figure out a way to extract this and put it into a separate hard drive so that I can run better, so that my brain isn't, so that when I'm creating, it's not boggled down with, oh shoot, I forgot to pick up dog food.
Yeah, because you know, we also have a normal life.
When I should be sitting down with a blog and I forgot dog food that I should have gotten 2 weeks ago, and my dog's starving. You know.
Yeah.
But where did I put my keys? Yeah.
Totally, totally.
So that's why that method is fascinating me, right? Is I'm trying to learn how to write things down and organize my life a lot better. So and scheduling systems and everything, and yes, I absolutely believe it is a mindset shift, and that's why I have several YouTube videos about this topic in general. You know what I mean? Is how to change your mindset. We are what we think. We are what we speak out of our mouths. So let's make it in the direction that we want it to be in. You know what I mean? Let's act and be the person that we want to be, because we keep waiting for, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We keep waiting for, oh, that amazing person will happen. When
It's amazing that I can do this. Like, well, you're going to be waiting for a long time. Just do.
Just do. Yeah, you need to be that person right now. You need to have that schedule right now. If you want to sell out on anything, you need to be that right now and act as if you are selling out, act as if you are the best in your business. When you act like Marie Forleo said in one of her speeches, what would you do and how would you behave? Find that YouTube video to watch it if you guys need that full motivation. What would you do and how would you behave if you were the best in the business that you want to be in, or if you were the best version that you want to be? If you want to be the best athlete, if you want to be the best CEO, if you want to be the best mom, if you want to be the best wife, what would you be if you were that? How would you act? How would that change your decisions that you make? You know what I mean? And do that. Be that person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Act that way and live that life. And you'd be amazed at the results that you end up getting. Right? Fear and all, right? And that's exactly what we're doing. I love your backup setup. I just keep watching your wall hangings. How did you create that? Like, what is that going on back there?
It's a pegboard. So when you wind your yarn up, you can just stick it on the board. And then this is a thread. This is yarn, sewing thread. So
I love it. So you're a sewer too. Of course, you're a garment maker. You gotta sew.
Or at least have a concept of like how to put things together. Yeah,
I have a sewing machine, but clearly I don't think it's out of the box yet, Arica. But that's probably why I'm still
tragedy.
That's why I'm still making scarves.
Start sewing them together. You'll come up with something.
Put the two scarves together, and I got a sleeve. When that happens, I will tag you. So you can see how my sleeves look.
I will cheer you on.
I'm definitely going to pull up my pattern that I bought from you on that Sabrina pattern, because I need to check out that Romanian cord.
Oh, it's great.
Arica,
the yarn is it's an indie yarn designer, so it's a bit more expensive than a big box store, but the yarn is fabulous to work with. So
that's awesome.
It gives it shapeability because it's I don't know, it makes the garment come alive.
It looks beautiful. It lays beautifully. It clings at the right spot. Like it curves. You know what I mean? It's relaxed. It's absolutely stunning. It's a stunning piece. Stunning piece. All right, guys. Everybody, follow Arica. Look her up. She's all the links will be below this video, and check out all of her things and because I'm a big fan, and I'm sure when you guys do get to know her, you will be big fans yourselves. Thank you so much. I had such a blast talking with you. I've learned so much and be reminded of so many good things. So thank you so much. All right, everybody. Next week, I guess. I'll see you guys next week. Look at what you did to me. You're like I guess I'll be back next week.
Yeah, come back next week.
Be sure to hit the subscribe button. I'm not sure what direction I'm putting the buttons at these days, or I'm not sure how this camera goes. So, all right, guys, I'll see you guys next week. Thank you, Arica, and
thank you.
Bye.
Bye.